All right, YouTube, it's almost time. Work starts in 2 days, and I need to pack and get ready. So let me show you what I'm taking with me. All right, shopping's all done, and I did have to go to the other dollar store to get the last couple things, but I have everything, so let me get it home and then I'll show you how to pack. Welcome back, YouTube. The work season starts this week and I'm super excited. But before I start my new job, I need to make sure I'm prepared. So today I'm going to take you through everything I pack for work and why. Let's start off with clothing. I have talked about this in a previous video, but I always make sure I pack extra clothing. I have a couple of sweaters right here. It's early in the season, and where I live, it's still pretty chilly outside, especially in the mornings. So dress in layers, pack some extra clothing, and make sure you choose something that's waterproof. Secondly, a good protective pair of work gloves. These ones are insulated, they're super nice. I use them a lot this time of year and in the fall and winter for things like pruning. Item number 3 is extra socks. Your feet can get very cold and your feet can get very wet, and that can make for a really miserable day. So make sure you bring extra socks. The last clothing item is a toque. There's still snow on the ground outside where I live, so yes, this is necessary. If you're watching this from somewhere warm and you're kind of snickering, just ignore. Moving on to personal care items. A brush if you have long hair. Ladies, you might want to take note of this. I would also recommend bringing some spare hair ties as well. The second thing, some sort of cleansing wipe so you can keep yourself clean. These are really nice to just clean yourself up at the end of the day. I am a very filthy worker. I cannot stay clean to save my life. I always end every day with my face covered in dirt and mud, so those are really handy for me to clean up and help keep my skin healthy. Sunscreen. If you live somewhere cold like I do, you might think this is a little bit overkill this time of year, but it's bright and you can get a sunburn any time of year, so ensure you bring yourself some protection. Lip chap. I do always carry one in my pocket, but dry lips make me absolutely miserable, and it's easy for small things like that to get lost, so I highly recommend having a spare. Finally, moving on to food and drink. An energy drink, or coffee, or some kind of caffeine source. I don't like to abuse these, but there are just days where you don't have that edge and they come in handy. And there's no shame in needing a little extra help. So I highly recommend bringing some sort of caffeine source along. And then I'll also show you the inside of this. This is an insulated lunchbox, which is another thing I recommend. They don't have to be expensive at all. This one was literally $4.75 at Dollarama. You can see the insulation, and then you can also see in there I've got a couple of frozen water bottles. And the reason I like to pack those is twofold. Number one, it helps keep my food and my other beverages cold. And number 2, because especially on the hot days later in the season, that water is going to melt nice and gradually through the day. And oh my gosh, it is just so nice to have that cold water. So if you've never tried that, give it a shot this season. All right, and lastly, for a bit of the miscellaneous. Pruners. Very important, very handy. Either have these in your backpack or better yet, carry them on your person. Especially if you're doing a job like landscape maintenance, groundskeeping, any of that sort of work. These are going to come in handy. You're going to use them every single day, so make sure you have a pair. Hand sanitizer. Another very handy thing that doesn't get thought about very much. Depending on where you're working or what sort of tasks you're doing, you might not have somewhere to wash your hands properly. And being able to just sanitize your hands makes it a lot better, you know? Last but not least, some hard candies. Jody, why do I need hard candies to go to work? Well, you don't. But they're handy. I like to carry a few of these in my pocket. They're a nice little mood booster, pick me up, and when I start having really anxious moments or I start getting overwhelmed, which did unfortunately happen a lot last year, it was really nice to just be able to have something to pop in my mouth and just have that concentrated sensory input to help ground me. Now, you don't necessarily need a reason like that, but it doesn't even have to be candy. Just carry something to pick your mood up a little, help you through the tough days, because there will be a lot of those. And just make sure you feel ready, you feel prepared. If there's anything I missed in this video, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything else you think would come in handy, I am always open to recommendations. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.